I'm born and raised here in Pinole, California, proud alumnus of both Contra Costa College and DBC. So I was elected to this public office last November. And so I'm excited for what's to come in the next 3.5 years. And I'm so proud of the work that we've done as a team in Pinole in just this small amount of time. I think as a kid, it never really crossed my mind. So I did not come from a very political family whatsoever. And then even going into college, I was on a pre-med track. But I think somewhere along the lines, I think taking these different courses in community college, I remember for the first time taking a course in economics and learning about economic disparities between folks of different backgrounds in America. That's really what I think drew my attention to the work of public policy and really connecting that to my lived experiences. I think that my advocacy did start to develop during my time in community college. So I came in contact with folks who were affected by workplace harassment and police misconduct. And that was something that really appears in my hometown. And realizing that there were no really structures for accountability in that respect. And so during that time, work with them to resolve those issues. And that honestly became the reason why I wanted to run for this office. In combination with those things, also, I think seeing myself represented in my community. I'm the first Filipino American to occupy this office and the youngest also to occupy this office. And I think just experience of meeting all the faculty at DBC during my time, just going to office hours and talking with folks there and hearing their stories and why they chose to work at community college here in Contra Costa. It was really inspiring. And even I remember taking classes with Professor Albert Ponce, who I believe is from the political science department. Came to realize how excellent our faculty is and how excellent their background is. And that really inspired me. Everybody at the counseling center. I used to go there frequently as a student. And so all our counseling faculty at DBC is so excellent. And I remember during the time when I was there was a lot of anxiety for me in that time in my life, just trying to make sure I have enough credits and fulfilling IGETC and all these different requirements that to me is like, what fits in this box? And so they were also incredibly helpful to get me through that journey and not seeing myself represented in elected office. I didn't have much of that growing up. And I hope that through this role, folks who are in middle school and high school from Pinole, and they're thinking about what to do after high school, and they're really involved in politics, that they come back to local governance, because I think that's where everything really happens in policy. And so, yeah, being able to represent my community in the midst of rising hate crime rates in California. Asian American hate crimes was really inflated during the pandemic. And now we're seeing hate crime rates for the Jewish community, for the Black community, for the LGBTQ community as well. There has to be a lot of, I think, action and pro-action on those issues. And so through this role, really making impact in that regard. I think during that time in community college, I was really involved in different social activities. And a lot of this work is not just the hard skills, but it's also the soft skills, how to talk with people, how to build relationships, how to gain rapport, and build coalitions. And that's, I think, central to a good legislator, is the ability to build coalitions within the office and also with the community. Being there as a young person, I think really has an impact on what they view as public servants, what they view as elected officials, and seeing themselves in those positions. Secondly, I think using this platform to build more direct pipelines to leadership for students and young people. We're going to have a high school leadership program here in the city of Pinole. We're interning under the mayor pro tem, and council members. And so that's going to be a really great experience to expose these young folks to public service at the local level, but also plant that seed in them that like, hey, after graduating college, come back to the city where you grew up in and where you were seated in and make an impact. I think higher education was always something that was stressed to me as, this is the thing that our family has to do to uplift ourselves. And once again, coming from that context of my grandparents being farm workers and really not coming from a place of a lot of privilege. Going through a community college for me was a way to start that journey and find my voice. And so I think that if I went to a four-year college right after high school, I would still be pretty lost. There's a huge learning curve, but I'm very grateful to have a lot of great mentors in this space. So for the first time in our 120-year history in Pinole, we officially recognized Filipino American History Month, Philippine Independence Day, and the anniversary of Japanese incarceration in internment camps during World War II. And so the fact that our community saw that and they felt valued and heard and seen for the first time, it was very powerful to see that that community colleges allowed me to develop, to really guide my way into my higher education journey and my career eventually. And so I'm a proud alum of both Contra College and DVC, and we'll keep promoting California community colleges to students that I see.